What is up, guys, and welcome back to a new work from home series. For those who are new or don't know what I mean by work from home series, it is a bunch of games that I play that I think are okay for you to stream in the background while you're working or studying from home. It was one of my favorite things to put on while I was working from home, and it just helps you not feel so alone during your day, to have another voice in the background. It's typically games that are more chilled, not a lot of jump scares, so you won't have me screaming in your face or in your ears. Yeah, those are the work from home series. Today we are starting Milkmaid of the Milky Way, which is a point and click game. It is relatively blind. I say relatively blind because this is actually my third time trying to film this. I've played the first half an hour, so just the first half an hour will not be blind, so that will be a bit faster than normal. It isn't a very long game. It's only about I think maximum 2.5 hours, and yeah, that's it. No fancy stories, let's just play. Deep in a fjord, a girl and her bovine, Western Norway, 1929. This is a story from Kalf Ledge, a small farm perched on a mountain edge. Kalf Ledge? Kalf Ledge? Another restless night. Luckily the storm had passed. Fields were wet, but the sun was rising fast. Enough hours spent in bed, I heard impatient mooing from the shed. Milking and dairy were my priorities. Today Erlend was coming to pick up the cheese. Name has been sufficiently butchered. My milk bucket and tools were gone. So strange. Had a thief wandered through this mountain range? Okay. I took some firewood, but it was wet. Everything had soaked in the rain, I bet. Okay, so we have picked up some wood. Oh yes, we've got a diary here. Cheese, mother's recipe. Pour fresh milk in separator. Separate the skim milk. Keep the cream for later. The milk won't curdle by default. Bring it to boil. Add vinegar and salt. Don't let it clot. Stir the pots. Butter. The churner must be full of cream. Beat it hard. Go full steam. Churn the butter till it's thick. It should become hard and stick. Remember to keep it cool, or else will melt to a pool. Okay, this is her journal. It's quite a few pages, so I'm gonna read it pretty fast. Today I repaired the separator and added a feature to the accelerator. When I separate the milk and the cream, it automatically runs down in a stream, ready for butter making. Leaves time for bread baking. Remember to grease the door, it's been stuck before. Hinges need oil or grease when they sound like a flock of geese. At school today, a boy brought a bike. He laughed and said, "You'll fall, I swear. Riding it was harder than it looked like. but it felt so good to feel the wind in my hair. Last day of school, I'm feeling down. I'm needed at the farm, so I'm leaving town. Edvardsen, my teacher, was sad to see me leave. You have a knack for science. There's much you can achieve. Dairy farming is hard, especially the cheese. I wrote down mother's recipes. Father is out with the pregnant cows. Taking good care of the herd is his thing. Mother is busy inside the house. I'm looking forward to seeing the offspring. A cow died in birth, we mourn. I named the calf Licky. Licky or like or something. We'll call it... I don't know what we're gonna call it. I'll take care of you, I said. She's so sweet, she's bottle fed. Dark spots on white, she sure has a healthy appetite. Mother and father are having a row. He's angry and says she needs rest. She's talking about a strange glow she's seen on the mountain crest. Interesting. Lately I've observed that she's been so reserved. Licky or likey is growing. She's now eating grass. Work is hard. I must go into class. Mother is quiet. So is father. I keep to my chores and try not to bother. I like to experiment. That's just me. I try to make lemonade from the fruit from the tree. Edvardsen taught about acids and bases. My drink was so sour it shrunk our faces. Mother didn't come home from the mountain. Father's paralyzed. I'm walking around crying like a fountain, somehow not surprised. Okay, so mom has disappeared. They gathered the men and arranged a search. The village went out to look. Even the priest came from the church, but no one was found in neither nanny or crook. They found her scarf on the cliff. When I heard, I went stiff. Mother would never do such a thing. Now father's alone with his wedding ring. Keep your head up, finish your bowl. Father says and scratches his head. Sorrow has taken a chunk of his soul. He spends most of his time in bed. We built a cairn, a statue of stone, and memory of the adorned. We cried and laughed, us alone, the last two in the fjord. Father told me I had to be strong. He needed my work at the farm. My duties are taking all day long. Chores that wear out my arm. Strange past year, a quiet time. No guests are coming to stay. A guilty question, but is it a crime to imagine leaving someday? For over a month, father's been sick. His health has seen a decline. His eyes watery, his voice thick. The farm's obligation is mine. Father is better, but not as before. He says he's not of much use. Erlend is helping sell our produce in the village so we don't go poor. On his weekly trips he talks of building ships and jobs and new careers down at the piers. Last week I called for the doctor to come. It took him hours to arrive. Father was ill and totally glum, more dead than alive. Today's the day a year has passed since father left this earth. Things have gone by so fast. Work keeps me busy for what it's worth. I read a book, a fascinating tale of the future and what it can entail. Cannonballs flying to the moon. I read it in one afternoon. Summer is ending. There's a change in the weather. Restlessness and loneliness together. This is my life. I need to stay, even if sometimes I wish I was far away. And now we're back to the recipes. So that's pretty sad. Mother disappeared. Father died of illness. We are not happy to be here, it seems like it. Like it's really hard work. Ah, here's Licky or Like or... The cow moaned an impatient moo. I needed something to milk into. Okay, let's go look for something to milk into. Okay, I can't go further. Growing fruit had been Mother's quest. They usually didn't grow out here west. Lemon! Remember she spoke about the lemon tree in the book? Even when I stretched my hand, elbow and knee, I couldn't reach the fruit in the tree. Okay, so we can't get up there. We can't go down here. The town was a 3-hour hike away. The cows needed herding. I needed to stay. Okay. So the game doesn't want us to go down there, because apparently going down there means leaving. The music's so cool. Aha! Milky pail. How had the bucket ended up here? Had the wind made it disappear? That is strange. Okay, let's go milk some cows. She runs so fast. Alright girls, time to squeeze out some milk for the butter and cheese. Okay, so we got the milk. After milking, as always, I led the cows up to graze. Until evening, the cows could do as they pleased, but I needed to finish the butter and cheese. Okay, so we've got the milk for the cheese. Can we go? Can't go up here. Metal pole to use as tether. The boat had sunk in stormy weather. I like how they've made the dialogue rhyme. Ooh, big cliff. It would keep me up at night, the thought of falling, the fear of heights. Keep me up at night. Sorry. Okay, so the waves were breaking far, far below. This was a place where I shouldn't go. Okay, so nothing for us here. You can go up the mountain. I know that. Let's see, this looks odd. I picked up some rocks, squarish like flat blocks. Okay, so now it's part of our inventory. What's this? The flowers I had left here were dry as bone after being left out in the wind all alone. With a sudden gust, the dry flowers turned to dust. Father had me build this for Mother a year later, memorial for another. Okay, can't go down this side. Okay, so that's memorial for Mama and Papa. I of course already know this stuff because I've played this part. The cows graze lazy. Oh no. The cows graze lazy on the mountain grass. For a cow, this was definitely first class. Let's see, there's a pathway up here. I love the soundtrack. Had the rock fallen from the mountainside, it was 2 meters tall and 1 meter wide. It looked like a huge salt stone, its shape mysterious and unknown. Salt stone. A piece had fallen off the rock. I picked up a decently sized block. So to make the cheese we need salt. So that is the salt. Let's go make some cheese. You cranked the separator, your hand ablaze to force the cream and milk part ways. My modification was clever. Without any clutter, the cream would trickle down to be churned to butter. Had I been visited by a vandal, the separator was missing its handle. What should I do? I drew a blank. I couldn't make butter without the crank. Took the spoon. I would need it soon. Okay, so I know where the crank is, so we're just gonna go. We are not going to diddle daddle. Oh, no, go back. It's, I would get it out if I could, but the nail was stuck in the wood. I'm gonna use the spoon. Finally, I removed that stubborn nail, my greatest conquest, a fairy tale. Okay, so we've got the spoon. I mean the crank. Okay, so I've obviously played this portion of the game, but I'm going to do it in the order the game wants you to do it. An idea in my mind, like a lit candle. Maybe the nail could be used as a handle. As far as I could tell, the nail fit really well. Okay, cool. So we can start separating some milk. No time to wait. The milk was ready to separate. The churn was filled to the brim, and the milk was nice and skim. Before the butter could be eaten, it had to be churned, it had to be beaten. Let's beat some butter. Butter was done, ready for Ireland's next pickup run. Okay, so next the cheese has to be made, but missing ingredients had me delayed. Okay, so we've got the butter, we've got the salt, we need vinegar, but we don't have any vinegar. However, there is a lemon tree. So we are going to use lemon. I don't know how good this cheese is going to be. Oh, whoopsie. I figured you have to click and drag it. The fruit had a certain appeal with its fresh smell and yellow peel. And remember, she made lemon in the journal. I think the game was hinting at there's a lemon tree somewhere. Okay. So we need to put we made the cheese in kettles like these. Okay, so we need to put the skim milk in the pot. Now it needed to get hot. Okay, but first we need to put some salt. This must be salt I was reasoning and threw in a good pinch as seasoning. Lemon. I squeezed the lemon from the garden, hoping it would make the cheese harden. Okay, the wood is too wet. I had to admit it needed to dry before it was lit. Okay, so we need to go dry the wood. And, well, we're going to take it up the mountain because that the wind dried out the flowers, so it can obviously dry out the wood. Hi, cows. Okay, so that didn't work. There you go, there you go. The cairn, I think it's cairn was a place I would go to cry. This time I'll put wood out to dry. Cairn? Don't know these words, I'm sorry. I don't exactly know how long it has to stay there for. But what I do know, and this part I figured out by accident. Come on. It's a different world up here, Mother had said. Past these rocks, the cows were fed. I discovered this by accident the last time I had clicked on the roof. And I was like, oh, we can go on the roof. Rocks were scattered, the chimney had crumbled. Damn that storm, I mumbled. Okay. The stones had, I had found were just the right type. I started to mend the broken pipe. Thought the results were mixed. I considered the chimney fixed. Okay, now we're gonna go back and get the wood. A lot of back and forth. She must be fit as fuck. Just running up that mountain, no problem. The wood had dried, now it was bona fide. Okie dokie. For this video, I think I'll play up until the point where I have not seen. Okay, so we need to put the wood underneath. We need to light it. The sound and the warmth, the glow and the heat. Nothing like a fire to warm up cold feet. And now we just stir. The cheese was ready. I said out loud this would have made Mother proud. Just as the chores were done for the day, "Hey Ruth," I heard a voice say, and a neigh. It was Ireland, no doubt. "I'm coming right out." Alright guys, that's going to be it for today's episode. I hope you've enjoyed it. I know, I'm sorry, I kind of rushed through it just because I've played it twice already. From here on out, it's pretty much blind, so it will probably be much slower and me taking much longer to figure things out. But I hope you enjoyed it. Nevertheless, please like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video. Cheers.